So I was talking to my friend yesterday, and so we're just chilling, having a good time. And so then he pretty much turns around and says, "Look, man, I'm talking to two different girls. And I want to know which of these two girls do you think I should pursue? From a scale of 1 to 10, rate this girl, and from a scale of 1 to 10, rate this girl." So I was thinking to myself, where did this rating scale even come from? Right? So then I started looking into it and kind of considering what are the different aspects of what makes up a rating scale. Like, think about it. Different people have different criterias as to what they think is attractive. So why would we ever set a universal standard of 1 to 10? And why have we accepted it as a universal standard? I'm just John. Let's talk about it. So let's get back into this. So I'm in the kitchen. He hands me his phone and he says, "These are the options that I'm considering." And as I'm looking at the options carefully, may I add, he starts describing the characteristics of what makes them great. So he mentions that the girl can cook. He mentions that the girl has a really good personality. He mentions that the girl is very in tune with the way that he is, right? So they connect really well. She has a similar past than he has, and she has a good vision of the future, and she's ambitious. So I'm thinking that is an all-around package. That is a 10. And he looks at me and he said, "Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say she's a 10. I said, "Well, why would you say that?" And so then he says, and he just silently pulls up a celebrity. And he says, "That's a 10. And I look at him and I say, "How is that a 10? And he says, "Have you seen her?" So I look at myself and I say, we clearly have two different ways of looking at this. He's clearly looking at the looks. I'm clearly looking at the looks and all the characteristics of what makes her great. So it got me thinking, with all the criterias out there, like, think about it. Just really think about it for a second. There's portrayed stereotype. There's the picture quality of what you're showing your friends. There's the face, how's the face? Everybody has their preference on the face, the weight, the body. Personality is so key. Like, if someone has a really good appearance, but a really, really, really nice personality that jives with you, that's what I want to wake up to in the morning. I want to wake up with someone that's as likable, as fun, as relatable as I want to see in a partner, right? I don't want someone who looks good and that's the only thing that they have going for them. And so if we just purely look on looks, looks can go, aging happens, people have different health conditions that causes their looks to change. Stress makes people look older. So I just feel looks cannot be the primary component of a 1 to 10 scale. It genuinely can't be. And I know that for a lot of people, that's automatically what they go to. I would say the other big component is looks are extremely subjective. So to me, we can't ever agree on a perfect number. So the solution to that for me is to describe what it is that makes that person the number that you say they are. Because as such, someone with the same criterias that you put in place to come up with that number could come up with the same number as you. But if you guys don't understand what is the rating scale that you're dealing with, then of course you're going to arrive at different numbers. So I think that's the solution right there. And I think that when me and my friend were sitting there and we narrowed down the options and we said, okay, let's just talk about whether this person would be a good wife. I think we both were able to say, okay, yeah. No, this person's a 10 when it comes to, wifey material. Okay, what do you think of whether this person would look good just waking up in the morning next to them? Oh, okay, well, yeah, this person is just really naturally beautiful, right? So this person's a 10. So I find that breaking it down into categories and then saying, what do you think is the number of 1 to 10 in that category? But here's another angle on this. If you come to me and you say, hey, man, I met someone and they're amazing. I just want you to take a look and see what you think. I should consider who you are, because if you're asking me, then I'm obviously someone that knows you. You wouldn't be asking me otherwise. So if you know me and I know you, I should be able to make my decision based off of what I think is best for you. So if think about it, for anything else, if it was a car, right? And you're someone who really likes the environment and you're someone who really likes simplicity, I might say, hey, go get a Tesla. That Tesla is for you. I'm not going to recommend to you the biggest gas guzzling truck that there is out there. It just doesn't make any sense. And so that's the same approach that we should take when we're considering whether someone is a 1 to a 10 on the scale of what is perfect for them. Why are we using a flawed system? The system is obviously broken. Let's just admit it. But I don't know. You let me know down in the comments whether you think that we should use a system like this, whether you think there's a better approach. But I think if we get down to the core, we all want to know whether or not people think that the person is right for us in some capacity.